The Central Bank of Nigeria on Tuesday resolved to keep the monetary policy rate, the benchmark interest rate, unchanged at 27%. The Apex Bank, however, adjusted the standing facility corridor around the MPR at plus 50 to minus 450 basis points and retained the cash reserve requirement ratio for deposit money banks at 45%, merchant banks at 16%, and 75% for non-TSA public sector deposits, as well as kept the liquidity ratio unchanged at 30%. Speaking after the two-day meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee in Abuja, Central Bank Governor Olayemi Cardoso said the committee's decision was underpinned by the need to sustain the progress made so far towards achieving low and stable inflation. Meanwhile, with Nigeria's insecurity burden finally getting full international attention, especially from U.S. President Donald Trump, economic experts are saying that Nigeria can actually make the best out of a bad situation by adopting more liberal economic approaches to jumpstart reforms in agriculture, oil and gas, and the manufacturing sector. And with the country's population on an upward trajectory of more than 3% per year, which translates to about 8.5 million children per year, how can government provide the basic amenities for the citizens? Economic expert Dan Kunle joins me now to look at how this form of shock therapy can work in a situation where the local economy is technically stranded, electric power supplies fail to peak, and gas production and supplies are stagnating. Good to see you again on This Day Live, Mr. Dan Kunle. Welcome to This Day Live, the Sunday talk show.
Thank you.
Well, simply.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati. Happy birthday once again, because it's almost a month now.
And
then welcome me back to the screen, because I've been off the screen for some times. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate all the effort of the security apparatus in Nigeria for rescuing all the people in Kebbi, in Kwara near my place in Kogi, and all the effort they are doing to contain the escalation of the banditry in our country in the last 1 month since President Trump spoke. There is an escalation that has been baffling some of us that have been around this country in the last 67 years. It's unfortunate, but as you have just put it right away, that the situation is becoming very worrisome for some of us. The political economy is not as rosy as I had some people painting it. We are struggling to survive. The pressure from outside is very heavy, and the internal escalation in our security and safety is weighing us down at home psychologically and physically. We cannot travel within the country. So I attended the ACF meeting about a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago in Kaduna. And I could not believe what I was hearing in the hall there. The situation is not too good, but we still have to keep hope alive, because we must pray for our leaders, because we cannot see God. We only see government of the day. Government of the day is the God. So we have to pray for government of the day to do what is right at the appropriate time for the common good of the people of this country, and also for them also to appreciate that our support for them is because we are obeying the conventional law of life, that pray for the people in front of you that are leading you, because you don't see God, you see the people that are leading you. So I haven't said all this because time is very precious. The interest rate as retained by the central bank is not, I thought they will ease the interest rate to allow investors to borrow domestically and invest, because if the interest rate is not a stimulant for investment.
No,
so for whatever reason, they are keeping the interest rate.
Mr. Dankule, if I can summarize, what the CBN governor was saying, there was the expectation that there was going to be a cut after, 7 months of disinflation successively, consecutively. And then the central bank, people were expecting from 100 basis points to about even 250 basis points. But the central bank decided to take a cautious approach and then decided to say, well, we'll keep benchmark rate at 25%. The whole idea is to consolidate on the achievements so far, as defined, as explained by the CBN governor. Namely, that foreign reserves have gone up, Naira has stabilized, inflation has gone down consecutively, reaching 16.05% by October. But in the face of all of this, also praised the Financial Times just about 2 days ago, was saying economic reform in Nigeria is doing very well. The World Bank has said the same thing. IMF has also praised the Tinubu administration for what the administration has been able to achieve in terms of stabilizing the economy. But then we have this major headwind of insecurity in the country. Now, where is the trade-off? Trump is complaining about insecurity.
Dr. Abati.
So where are the real gains within the economy?
Yeah. This matter, Dr. Abati, is very tricky. It's very delicate. This is why at times it's very difficult to demarcate between politics, propaganda, and economic realities of our country. This is a developing nation. This is an economy that is not productive. So when President Tinubu came and put those two powerful instruments that nobody has ever been able to put before, that is, deregulate the downstream oil and gas sector completely, remove subsidy, and then remove the dry exchange rate. It was good enough that time. And I insisted on this desk and many other fora that he now need a team that will drive those policy instruments to their logical end. But we lost 2 years because of maybe due to certain reasons from his own end. He didn't muster the courage and the momentum we expected to put all the necessary instruments at place. So productivity in that last 2 years, we lost it in primary agriculture, in manufacturing. We lost more manufacturing industries in the last 2 years because the exchange rate was not good. So the interest rate that the central bank is trying to benchmark and keep because they want to control inflation. I tell you, Dr. Abati, inflation is not abated yet. We are just trying to use statistics to window dress. And I'm not here in whatever form or shape to say government is not doing well. If they are doing well, I will say they are doing well. If they are not doing well enough, I will say they are not doing well enough. By my own metrics, they are not doing well enough. And now we have external pressure on us. And your internal capacity to manage anything is weak. So the interest rate is bad enough. You cannot borrow money to go into agriculture. You cannot borrow money to manufacture anything as it is today. So that means the economy in itself, the domestic economy of this country is stagnant. Is evaporating very fast. So because if you cannot, I was in Kaduna 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, Dr. Abati. The agricultural productivity of the entire north is stranded. Apart from Niger that is struggling, Niger state that is struggling. I doubt if there is any other state in the north that you can go to today and you will see a very agricultural project, agricultural food production. Is as bad as that. So now what are we going to be saying that foreign reserve, if central bank is jubilating that foreign reserve has gone up, that is gross. All the commitment we have, all the future transactions, we have not, if you net it out, our foreign reserve is still nothing. And if you have foreign reserve, what of all the obligations you have with all the banks outside the country? So even if you inch up the foreign reserve from your crude production and gas production, you still have a big backlog to pay. So at the end of the day, if you take away what you are owing, our foreign reserve today, I doubt if it will be up to $15 or $16 billion. Okay. So it's not as if to say it's as good as... Financial Times can say what they want to say. They have indicators with them. S&P can say what they want to say. They have all the indicators with them. But they will not want to say things that will make you and me to be unhappy with them. They will say it in a very diplomatic and very cautious way. But domestically, Dr. Abati, we are not doing well. We are not doing well domestically. So I'm here to provide some solutions, not to lament. I'm not in the group of lamentations. I prefer solutions. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dankule, I mean, we are also interested in solutions. We want to know what the way forward is. But what you are saying contradicts what NNPC is saying, for example. We had a very well-informed gentleman on this program, on the other program, the morning show, who was talking about the NNPC 2024 accounts and was saying that, look, this is a major development, very positive and promising, because even the first 9 months account of 2025, we seem to be doing well. Foreign Reserve is doing well. And IMF, World Bank, and Financial Times, they are also saying, in terms of stability, Nigeria is doing well. And here you are saying they can say what they like. It is not true. I don't understand. You may need to clarify what you are saying.
I am, yes, I will qualify the statement again. They can say, IMF, World Bank, S&P, all of them can say, I work closely with S&P. They can say what they want to say, yes. But I said in a very diplomatic way, because economics is all about dynamic numbers, how number relates with humans, that you are using those numbers to stimulate or to grow. Because economic behavior is human behavior. So it's not that Nigerians, an average Nigerian that earn 500,000 naira, like a professor in the university, how can you tell him he's doing well? The ASU is on strike for backlog arrears, backlog claims. Their welfare are not looked after. So the conflict and the delicate issue at the disposal of the president today in this country is how to raise money in this tight situation to protect the country, safety, security, and the welfare of the people. And at the same time, how to raise money to develop critical infrastructure, power, railroads. Even the existing roads in Nigeria are not passable. Go and take the percentage of roads that are passable in this country. It's about 85% of the roads, existing roads in Nigeria, are not passable. So if IMF tell me, sitting in Washington, D.C., that, Nigeria is doing very well, and I cannot ride my small Toyota from here to Lokoja, it will take me 6 hours, a journey I used to do for 2 hours. The road is wrecked. So how can I now relate as a well-informed Nigerian to that thing I'm reading from IMF? When the IMF team don't live in Nigeria with me, they don't go about from here with me to Kaduna, to Mina, to Suleja, to Kontagora. They don't. So please, Dr. Abati, when the elites sit in their comfort zone to sing praise all these economic policies, at times I just say we are again in self-delusion. See power, take power. How can this country take the history of Nigeria from 1960? We are 220 million people. We are increasing by 8.5 million average per year. And you are producing electricity from everywhere, including hydro, gas, and whatever, whether you have solar now, the alternative. You are doing less than 4,000 megawatts for 220 million people. So how can you grow that economy? So how can somebody sit down in London and tell me that that economy is doing very well? I mean, you yourself who even accepted that statement, you should self-check yourself. That is this the reality on ground? So when there is no light in your house, there is no light for you to power the industries. So let us go back to the reality, Dr. Abati. NNPC management, the new management, I always try to be fair to them. But it is time we start to even interrogate Bayo Ojulari because he has spent 6 months in office. If they are praising the balance sheet of 2024, that was not his tenure. That was the tenure of the reckless guy that was sacked by the president. And we want to see the excesses and the wastages of those years of the locust beings that invaded NNPC. We want to see the records of the recklessness they left, those misbehavior. because we want to see the number that went into OBOB3 gas pipeline. What are the numbers that went to AKK? What are the numbers that went to the refineries over those years? So if they are declaring that 2024 brought them so much profit, they should also show us the losses, the wastages, the misbehavior of those years. So if you tell me I made 5 trillion, maybe we lost 10 trillion into misbehavior and recklessness. The country wants to know.
Okay.
So this is the thing. And Biojulari now has to sit up and show us his own account from April 1st week, April last year, when I wrote that article, that the last chance of NNPC survivor. Okay. The country in itself is on her knees because no power, nothing. We are grounded almost. So we want to see his own account from that April to date. It's time for him to give his 6 months stewardship in office to all of us. We are the shareholders now. So it's not a question of going on television or going to use propaganda to say, oh, NNPC has done very well. It has never happened. Those are the things we need to know, and not to beg and not to sing praise anybody to know. It is their responsibility. When you are in leadership, it is your responsibility. You have authority. We have entrusted everything to your hand. You must give account to us. This is what we are saying. It's not about propaganda. So the economy is not doing well, but we can encourage the president and give him some solutions to do well, to do better than what we are doing now. But as I have said, it's delicate. There is security and safety issue on one hand, but we can do well. We can do better. Okay,
you have been talking about solutions twice now. Mr. Kunle, having disagreed with NNPC, CBN, IMF, World Bank, S&P 500, Financial Times, what solutions do you recommend? Very specific solutions.
The solution is for the president. The president of this country is time. For the last 1 month, I believe he has been under tremendous pressure, and I appreciate that. The blood flow in him, it flows in me also. And even myself, psychologically, in the last 1 month, I've not been myself. Because I know the weight, I can feel the weight of what is carrying from outside. And then the internal escalation has gone up also. So it's like he's in the middle now. There's pressure from down, there's pressure from up. So I feel very bad for him. But what I expect him to do in the last 1 month is to now sit down and say, come, people of Nigeria, come. Let us recreate this country in our own image, in the way it's supposed to be. Because now I alone cannot do it. Call the old people that have governed this country in the past. Sit down with them. Call the private sector leaders and say, private sector leaders, come, what do we do? I'm under pressure. I'm not pretending. Call the governors. Governors, come, what are you doing in your state? I give you so much money every month. What are you doing? Are you investing in agricultural production? Are you investing in basic water? Are you investing in education and health? We must hold this country in a way that we can accommodate the 8.5 million children we are bringing every year onto the surface of this earth. And in this parcel, on this parcel of land called Nigeria, because Nigeria is just a parcel of land on the global space. So how are we going to manage these people? I expect the president. The ministers and the ministries are not funded. They lack resources to work. And most of them have even lost what we call work culture. You go to many ministries, it's like a playground. You hardly see anything going on serious there. Those of us that are very serious-minded, if we go to some ministries in this country today, we just shake our head. See, the president must call the private sector to table. What do we do? Call the old political leaders of this country to table. What do we do? How do we go about this thing? The resources at his disposal, what you are giving to security and safety, let it be there, regular, and effectively utilized. The balance, how do we run government to still have a functional government? Because we fought civil war in this country, and we were spending money on security that time, and at the same time, we were still growing the economy.
Okay.
The productive sector of the country was not completely down.
Okay.
As it is today, the productive sector of this economy is almost completely down.
Okay.
Even the oil itself, Dr. Abati, even the crude oil we are producing now, the cost of producing that crude oil is the highest anywhere in the world.
Okay, but before we
the
begin
money
to wrap
we
up,
saw in the balance sheet that they have spent on security and safety alone it will just scare you. It scared me.
Okay,
it scared me. Is this sustainable?
Okay, before we begin to wrap up, we shouldn't give the impression that the president has not been doing something. The president, only last week, declared a national emergency on security matters. He appointed NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, to be the chair of the, Nigerian representative on the Nigeria-US joint working group to resolve some of the issues between us. He declared an emergency on security challenges in the country. He asked the National Assembly to expedite action to create state police in some of the states that are willing to go ahead in that regard. He asked the Department of State Services to mobilize forest guards to protect the various forest environments, 1,109 of them across the Nigerian state. These are some of the steps that he has announced. And he says he's willing to work with other stakeholders to make sure that this country is safe for everybody. Maybe when he does that, those other issues about food scarcity, food insecurity will be resolved. And other issues will probably be addressed. You don't think his response is good enough?
Dr. Abati, it is you who's... I was listening to somebody who said they gave a directive to a former IG of police in this country to relocate to Benue State, and maybe he got stuck in Nasarawa. I heard on television that the man never arrived Benue State until President Buhari of blessed memory have to relieve him of his job. Let me tell you, the President Tinubu currently, might have been very proactive enough to put all those committees and all sorts of committees in place. Dr. Abati, it is the functionality of all these committees that matters. Then there are certain things that are not committee matter. There are traditional institutions that are supposed to do their work. They are not committee matters. Committee does not work in Nigeria. Committee is an aberration in Nigeria. When they put committee, they have already shortened the legitimacy of one institution that law has provided to do that work. So if you have a whole military rule in this country, you have defense with 2 ministers in defense. You have army, you have air force, you have navy. What committee do you need? You have police, you have SSS. What committee do you need? You have NIA. So I think the president, I feel for him. I feel for him because he has never been on this seat before. He has never carried this level of challenges in his life. He ran only Lagos. And Lagos is just a lake. It's a lake. It's not even, Lagos is a lake. It's not up to a local government in Niger State. So he knew everybody by name in Lagos.
That's not true.
But in Abuja, inside Villa now, he's running 36 states. So I'm not disposed at all to using committee system to resolve this matter that is on ground in this country today. The president should challenge each ministry, functional ministries. This is your function and responsibility. Go and get me result in the next 30 days. How much can NSA alone do? The NSA will go to America, go backward, forward. How much alone can Malam Nuhu Ribadu do alone? Will he not even sleep anymore? So I think there is too much concentration. This is what I've been saying. The president must decentralize all this power to their functional units. See, okay, who protects the oil and gas infrastructure in this country today? Private company. So what does Navy do? They are the one who control our waterfronts. Navy control our waterfront, our oceanographic resources. What does Air Force do? They control our airspace. So why will the president allow such contract when I see the account
Mr.
of NNPC? So this is what I'm saying. I've not said that the president has not consulted enough or mobilized stakeholders enough. But please, Dr. Abati, don't let us use the media. Don't let us use the media to cover up some of these things. We should not use the media to cover up some of these things. Committee will not resolve problem that is on ground. Committee will not. Look, Dr. Abati, I tell you, in the next 6 months, if we are not careful, we are going to import so much food in this country in the next 6 months. Why? Dry season farming now may not happen this year.
Mr. Kunle, we need to manage time, but let me point out just one thing. You said, the government, as part of your recommended solutions, should involve the private sector. Now, in the oil and gas sector, this government is sustaining cooperation with the private sector, with the anti-terror security, helping. And then you say, well, what is the Navy doing? They are using private sector. That looks like a contradiction in terms. And the same anti-terror security has been doing a lot, even beyond providing security. They are into philanthropy. They are into other areas of engagement.
Please, Dr. Abati, please don't bring the issue of Tantita, please. That is not the type of private sector I'm talking about. I'm talking of private sector like Bua, private sector like Dangote, private. No, please. What does Tantita manufacture?
No, you were talking about the Navy. That what protection is the Navy providing, and they are using private sector. Yeah, is the private sector not making a difference?
Dr. Abati, these are peculiar issues and cases, Dr. Abati. Please, don't let us go into that aspect for a reason. Let's go into real sector productivity. Sector productivity. People that are producing in this country. That's what I'm talking about. People that are investing money to manufacture in this country. Not people. Look, I will not call private sector that is a contractor to come and do meeting with the president. He's a contractor of government. Why should I? People who are a contractor of government, why are you calling them? It is you, government, that is owing them. You are the one keeping them going. I'm talking of the private sector that are manufacturing and producing. People who owns bank, who invested money, who risk money. Who help us grow the economy.
I get your point.
This so separate.
But you were talking about security in relation to the Navy, and I had to just draw our attention to that example. I would like to thank you very much.
I drew that attention specifically for the oil and gas sector. That the cost of producing a barrel of oil, when you spread it over what you spend in keeping the safety of that sector, is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Thank you very much.
I don't have any alternative.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dankunle.
But that is not the purpose of me being here. The purpose of me being here is to guide and to profile some solutions, private solution, ordinary citizen solution to the president, that he need to jigsaw the elders and the stakeholders that hold this country.
Thank you very much.
That is it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dankunle, for joining us on This Live, this Sunday talk show.